เจริญพรท่านสาธุชนทั้งหลายเปิดเพซันโมเมนต์ก่อนไปถึงไหนแล้วที่มาร์กเอาไว้
31.
เอาเลย
Looking at your plate, this plate of food, so fragrant and appetizing, also contains much suffering. This gatha has its roots in a Vietnamese folk song. When we look at our plate filled with fragrant and appetizing food, we should be aware of the bitter pain of people who suffer from hunger. Every day, thousands of children die from hunger and malnutrition. Looking at our plate, we can see Mother Earth, the farm workers, and the tragedy of unequal distribution of food. We who live in North America and Europe are accustomed of eating food imported from other countries, whether it's from Colombia, whether it is from coffee from Colombia, chocolate from Ghana, or fragrant rice from Thailand. Many children in these countries, except those from rich families, never seen the fine products that are put aside for export in order to bring in money. Some parents are so poor and starving they have to sell their children as servants to families who have enough to eat. Before a meal, we can join our palms in mindfulness and think about those who do not have enough to eat. Slowly and mindfully, we breathe 3 times and recite this gatha. Doing so will help us maintain mindfulness. May we find ways to live more simply in order to have more time and energy to change the systems of injustice that exist in this world.
Okay, this is on the plate of food, right?
Yes, looking at your plate.
He tried to see everything on the way of dependent arising or dependent origination, the relationship between one thing to another thing. It depends on each other in cultivation of a compassionate love or merciful thinking. It's very important to have empathy or see them who are very poor. Before eating, we think about the poor people in some place in Thailand also, and in many countries around the world. They lack of food, and by this way, we can see so many monks, and some monk like last time you see Than Charin, he always eat all in the plate. I also try to eat all without leftover, because we are instructed or cultivated to think about the poor. I have good opportunity to have the food. So when we have a bunch of food, a lot of food, we should pick up the food with mindfulness, think about the part we can eat all, we can get rid of, not try to have the leftover. And if the leftover, it is normal that can distribute to the other people. This is what we practice in this way, because we remember the poor of the people around the world, and then by thinking that it makes us feeling safe, money or natural resource, you are good to have a concept of safe of natural resource. And would you like to drink water today or no? If you would like to drink, you go and pick and put. No, don't drink today. Okay, go on to the next one.
The 5 contemplations. This food is the gift of the earth, the sky, numerous living beings, and much hard work, and much hard and loving work. May we eat with mindfulness and gratitude. so as to be worthy to receive this food. May we recognize and transform unwholesome mental formations, especially our greed. May we take only food that nourishes us and keeps us healthy. We accept this food so that we may nurture our sisterhood and brotherhood, build our sangha, and nourish our ideal of serving living beings. The first contemplation is being aware that our food comes directly from the earth and sky. It is a gift of the earth and sky and also the people who prepare it. The second contemplation is about being worthy of the food we eat. The way to be worthy of our food is to eat mindfully, to be aware of its presence and thankful for having it. We cannot allow ourselves to get lost in our worries, fears, or anger over the past or the future. We are there for the food because the food is there for us. It is only fair. Eat in mindfulness and you will be worthy of the earth and the sky. The third contemplation is about becoming aware of our negative tendencies and not allowing them to carry us away. We need to learn how to eat in moderation, to eat the right amount of food. The bowl that is used by monks or a nun is referred to as an instrument of appropriate measure. It is very important not to overeat. If you eat slowly and chew very carefully, you will get plenty of nutrition. The right amount of food is the amount that helps us stay healthy. The fourth contemplation is about the quality of our food. We are determined to ingest only food that has no toxins for our body and our consciousness. Food that keeps us healthy and nourishes our compassion. That is mindful eating. The Buddha said that if you eat in such a way that compassion is destroyed in you, it is like eating the flesh of your own children. So practice in eating such a way that can help you keep compassion alive in you. The fifth contemplation is being aware that we receive food in order to realize something. Our lives should have meaning, and that meaning is to help people suffer less, to help them touch the joys of life. When we have compassion in our hearts, and when we know that we are able to help a person suffer less, life begins to have more meaning. This is very important food for us and can bring us a lot of joy. A single person is capable of helping many living beings, and it is something we can do anywhere.
Okay, and then could you please repeat for me 4 ways of contemplation? First is the food comes from
the earth and the sky and
the
the people.
earth and sky. Do you understand what is the deep meaning?
Yes.
Food come from the sky and earth. Okay, can you explain me?
Yes, that means that our food comes from the earth and from nature, and that it doesn't come, and that people have to bring and prepare it for us.
On the earth, we grow the plant. We grow the plant on earth, and the sky give us the rain to nurture.
Yes.
So this zero food come from the sky and earth. And the
second contemplation is that we should be worthy of our food that we eat.
Yes, and the food is very worthy. If we see before preparation of food, you should go to the market and pick so many resources, natural resource that mix to be ingredient. It is very hard working to pick up the material to make food or to cook. That's very valuable. You must pay money to buy fruit, to buy vegetable. You must pay money for gasoline, to drive a car to the market, to the mall, or to the Costco, Walmart, and farmer market. You must pay, so it will become very worthy. And the worthy is important to carry your life, to make your life still alive. This is the second of food that's it, very worthy. And the third one?
Well, third one is that we should be aware of our
อา
negative.
จารย์ไปโปรดโยมแล้วก็จะเข้ามาเองได้ดูท่าทางโอเค the third
We
one
should be aware of our unwholesome mental formations.
wow when we are eating
Yes.
try to be aware don't allow unwholesome what unwholesome
Such as being greedy.
mental greedy oh wow important
Yes.
oh when we walk and before picking food into the bowl we should contemplation of our mental feeling or the mind that morning then we would like to pick more or less or something like that be careful about the greed to arise even when we are eating we must be careful about the unwholesome of greed that's very important okay and
Fourth
for the fourth one
is that we should only take food that nourishes our body. We shouldn't eat.
just appropriate part for the body
Yeah, we shouldn't be eating junk food. We should be
or
eating.
junk food
Yeah.
make the body get toxin
Yeah.
we don't make about the toxin food right we try to pick and find out about the healthy food that does not destroy our body and mind so eating meditation or mindful eating very important to let us physical growth mental growth and spiritual growth we go side by side our way of journey of life based upon mindfulness okay how about the next lesson
The fifth one is that we receive food in order to do something with it, and the purpose of eating food for Thich Nhat Hanh is that our purpose when eating food is to lessen other people's suffering.
okay we think about other people suffering and we don't make other people suffering don't make us to be suffering but for joy for ourselves and the other people and empathy to those who have no food to eat and if we have the food to eat be careful don't eat with the unwholesome defilement or spiritual toxin like a greed okay next
Beginning to eat. With the first mouthful, I practice the love that brings joy. With the mouthful, I practice the love that relieves suffering. With the third mouthful, I practice the joy of being alive. With the fourth mouthful, I practice equal love of all beings. This verse refers to the Buddhism's four immeasurable minds. Sanskrit, Brahma Vihara,
Brahma Vihara yes
loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and non-attachment.
okay repeat again loving kindness
Loving kindness, compassion,
passion
sympathetic joy,
sympathetic joy
and attachment.
attachment okay the fourth thing non-attachment the fourth thing
Oh, อีกทีหนึ่งเหรอ
okay welcome อาจารย์นัท to Buddhist study class we are going to discuss about eating mindful eating first of all we must think about the food that come from the sky like the raining and the earth like we plant durian ngok and everything on the earth so we must pay respect the sky and earth because sky and earth give us food and what about the second I forget it
Loving kindness, compassion,
okay
sympathetic joy, and non-attachment.
and when we eat food we eat our eating based upon compassionate love loving kindness empathy sympathetic joy okay
Oh, you're talking about the 5 contemplations.
Yet for contemplation repeat for me to my friend okay first food come from the sky and earth right
Yes.
the
The second one is that we are mindful when eating.
we are mindful in eating the third one
The third contemplation is that we should recognize unwholesome mental formations
we
such as
try to be careful about unwholesome greeting should arise when we see about the food we see our mind too we do not allow the greed arise เวลาตักอาหารอย่าโลภต้องพิจารณาด้วย and the last one
Oh no, there's 2 more. Fourth one is that
no toxin food
no toxic food
อย่า
such as junk food.
ไม่กินอาหารที่เป็นมิตรอนวัชตาจะพาสวิหาโรจาติwe eat for survival without the toxin okay
Fifth is we eat food in order to lessen other people's suffering.
ครับครับแล้วก็คิดถึงประชาชนผู้ยากไร้ think of those are poor who have no food to eating let you to have loving kindness and compassion empathetic sympathetic joy and equanimity okay he has gone you go on
I'm just going to start over.
yeah
This
Start over.
with the first mouthful, I practice the love that brings joy. With the second mouthful, I practice the love that relieves suffering. With the third mouthful, I practice the joy of being alive. With the fourth mouthful, I practice equal love for all beings. This verse refers to Buddhism's 4 immeasurable minds, Sanskrit Brahma Vihara, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and non-attachment.
non-attachment okay I love that first loving kindness right the first one second compassionate love and sympathetic joy and non-attachment right
Yes.
okay
These are said to be the 4 homes of the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. During the time we eat the first mouthful, we may like to express our gratitude by promising to bring joy to at least one person. With the second mouthful, we can promise to help relieve the pain at least of at least one person. With the third mouthful, we are in touch with the wonders of life. With the fourth mouthful, we practice inclusiveness and love that is characterized by non-discrimination. After we get in touch with the food and its deep nature, eating can be very joyful. When I pick up my food, I take time to look at it for a moment before I put it in my mouth. If I am really present, I will recognize the food right away, whether it is a carrot, a string bean, or bread. I smile to it, put it in my mouth, and chew with the complete awareness of what I am eating. Mindfulness is always mindfulness of something, and I chew my food in such a way that life, joy, solidity, and non-fear become possible. After 20 minutes of eating, I feel nourished, not only physically, but also mentally and spiritually. This is a very deep practice.
okay what is important for this lesson
That the first mouthful that you take,
mouthful
that you're going to bring joy to at least one person in your life. The second mouthful is that you promise to relieve the suffering of one person. The third mouthful that you eat is you practice with the third mouthful you practice embracing the wonders of life.
Yes embracing the wonder of life you can smile you can eat you can breathe and you must take a vow in the mouthful to release other beings or you are eating for survival to help other people to release from suffering and then one word is said that this is the home of Bodhisattva and the Buddha. The meaning of home is the mind. That is what the Buddha taught and what Bodhisattva always thinks about the beings. As long as you are everybody without limitation, when you are cheering, you think about the other poverty, think about other beings. That moment you become Bodhisattva, or you are the real follower of the Buddha, because your mind is full of love, compassionate, and loving kindness, sympathetic joy, and then you enjoy present moment when you are eating, when you embrace, you hug, right? You hug your life. It is very wonderful of life. So when you feel good, feel delighted, you be proud of your life. It's protection of suicide. You heard about the suicide in America, the high rate of the people who commit suicide in Japan, in Hong Kong. Why? Because you hate your life. You never feel happy, and then you destroy your life, commit suicide. So enjoy living. Every breathe in, I'm alive. Breathe out, I am alive. I enjoy every moment of living. That's it, embracing your life when we are eating. Okay, next reading.
Finishing your meal. My bowl is empty, my hunger is satisfied, I vow to live for the benefit of all beings. After we have
That's
eaten,
important. I vow to live for benefit of all beings. That's it, underline. Okay.
after we have eaten, we don't have to rush on to the next thing. Instead, we can spend a moment being grateful for the food we have just eaten and all that was necessary to create this moment. This verse reminds us of the four gratitudes: to our parents who give us life, our teachers who show us the way, our parents who support us on the path and help us in difficult moments, and all the organic and inorganic species, plants, animals, and minerals that nourish and enrich our lives. Sometimes we show our gratitude before we eat and then move on, but we are as grateful for fullness as we are for the moment before we eat. Living peacefully and happily is the best way to show our gratitude and is our greatest gift for the world and the next generation. How we eat can model so much to those around us. Our children need our happiness, not our money. If we know how to live happily with each other, the children will learn it from us. That is the greatest inheritance we can hand down to our children.
Children study for what? One word. Not for money, for what? He said.
Our children need our happiness, not our money.
Or study for happiness, not for money. Important. How do you think about this word?
Yes, I don't think they need our money. I think they need to be enveloped by their parents' love and kindness. And they don't. It's not the material things that matter. It's how much warmth we give them.
You don't think about material
Yeah.
can make happiness, but the warmth,
Yeah.
love, mutual understanding of other people can make more happiness than just give the bag of lay. Eat, I'm going. It's not warm. Okay, very good. I try to pick up some word only. Go on.
Washing the dishes. Washing the dishes.
Okay, important. Washing the dish. You always washing every day, right? Okay, today you can read slowly, remember, and sometimes you tell the story of watching to the people. Okay.
Washing the dishes. Washing the dishes is like bathing a baby Buddha. The profane is the sacred. Everyday mind is Buddha's mind, is Buddha mind. The idea that doing dishes is unpleasant
Okay,
can,
mind is Buddha's mind. That's been illuminate mind or the light mind. Light, the Buddha's mind. That mean the mind of awake, aware, light, and calm. Especially light, the Buddha mind. Okay.
the idea that doing dishes is unpleasant can occur to us only when we are when we're not doing them. Once we are standing in front of the sink with our sleeves rolled up and our hands in warm water, it is not really bad at all. I enjoy taking time with each dish, being fully aware of the dish, the water, and each movement of my hands. I know that if I'm in a hurry in order to go and have dessert, the time will be unpleasant.
โอเคโอเคนี้ก่อน มีคนบอกให้แปลเป็นไทย แปลเป็นไทยได้ว่า จิตของเรานั้นเป็นจิตของพระพุทธเจ้า คือจิตบริสุทธิ์ หรือจิตประภัสสรเพราะนั้นเวลาทำงานนั้น ก็ขอให้คิดแบบพระโพธิสัตว์ อย่าคิดว่าการล้างจานเป็นงานต่ำการล้างจานทำให้ชีวิตตกต่ำแต่การล้างจานคือการล้างใจล้างจานไปด้วยจิตบริสุทธิ์ไปด้วย อันนี้คือความหมายโอเค go on
I know that if I'm in a hurry in order to go and have dessert, the time will be unpleasant. That would be a pity, for the dishes themselves and the fact that I'm here washing them are both miracles.
โอเคแค่นี้ก่อนคำแปลก็บอกว่าถ้าเรารีบล้างจานเพื่อไปกินขนมหวาน ถ้าทำไม่ทันจิตก็เศร้าหมองเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็ล้างจานด้วยสติ ไม่ต้องคิดถึงว่าจะได้กินขนมหรือไม่ รักษาใจ การล้างจานแบบนี้เรียกว่าการล้างจานแบบมีอภินิหารโอเค
Each thought, each action, in the sunlight of awareness becomes sacred.
เดี๋ยวเพราะมากคำนี้เพราะฉะนั้นก็บอกว่าทุกความเคลื่อนไหวของการล้างจานคือสิ่งศักดิ์สิทธิ์ถ้าเราทำด้วยสติโอเค
In this light, no boundary exists between the sacred and profane. It may take a bit longer to do the dishes, but we can live fully, happily in every moment. Washing the dishes is at the same time a means and an end. That is, not only do we do the dishes in order to have clean dishes, but we also do the dishes just to do the dishes and live fully each moment while washing them. If I am incapable of washing dishes joyfully, if I want to finish them quickly, so I can go and have dessert and a cup of tea, I will be equally incapable of doing other things joyfully. With the cup in my hands, I will be thinking about what to do next. The fragrance and the flavor of the tea, together with the pleasure of drinking it, will be lost. I will always be dragged into the future, never be able to live in the present moment.
เอาตรงนี้หน่อยฉะนั้นเวลาที่เสร็จจากการล้างจานจะไปดื่มชาหรือจะไปกินของหวานแต่ประการใดอย่าปล่อยใจไปที่อื่นก็ให้กลับมาอยู่กับการกินของหวานนั้นหรือดื่มน้ำชานั้นอย่างดูดดื่มถ้าขณะที่คนดื่มชาแล้วปล่อยใจไปที่อื่นก็เท่ากับว่าชาจะเสียรสหรือเหมือนไม่ได้ดื่มเวลาที่คุณกินขนมหวานถ้าปล่อยใจไปที่อื่นเหมือนไม่ได้กินเพราะฉะนั้นการดื่มชาก็ตามดื่มกาแฟก็ตามหรือทานขนมหวานก็ตามต้องทานพร้อมกันทั้งกายทั้งจิตด้วยจิตอันเป็น mindful present movement คืออยู่กับปัจจุบันไม่ใช่ว่าซดน้ำชาเสร็จคิดบอกว่าเดี๋ยวเย็นนี้ไปกินป่าท่องโกไม่ได้น้ำชาคือน้ำชาเจริญพรหลวงพี่อยู่ไหนเจ้าข้าวัดหลวงพี่คือวัดพุทธปัญญาเมืองพอมโมนารัฐแคลิฟอร์เนียประเทศสหรัฐอเมริกา ผู้ที่บวชนั้นชื่อพระอิงธรรม ธรรมสรโนกำลังเรียนธรรมะเกี่ยวกับชีวิต แต่เนื่องจากเกิดที่นี่โตที่นี่จบปริญญาที่นี่ หลวงพ่อก็เลยต้องหาหนังสือภาษาอังกฤษมาให้เขาอ่าน แล้วถ้าท่านอยากรู้ก็บอก หลวงพี่ก็สรุปให้เท่านั้นเองไม่ยาก โอเค คนที่เป็นคนไทยเขาฟังไม่ออกเขาถามมา พระอาจารย์ก็แปลให้ เอาอ่านไปหนูอ่านไป
I will always be dragged into the future, never able to live in the present moment. The time of dishwashing is as important as the time of sitting or walking meditation. That is why the everyday mind is called the Buddha mind.
โอเค very good word เพราะฉะนั้นท่านอธิบายว่าการยืนการเดินการนอนการนั่ง หรือแม้แต่การล้างจานด้วยสติ หากเรามาล้างจานด้วยสติทุกครั้งไป ก็เท่ากับว่าเราได้ปฏิบัติกรรมฐานยืนเดินนั่ง และหากกระทำไปด้วยความรู้ตื่นเบิกบาน ทุกวันก็กลายเป็นวันพระพุทธเจ้า The Buddha's Day หรือที่เราเรียกว่าวันพระเพราะฉะนั้นวันพระคือการทำการพูดการคิดที่เต็มไปด้วยสติ ทุกก้าวย่างเจริญพรโอเค go on to next lesson
Drinking tea. This cup of tea in my two hands, mindfulness held perfectly. My mind and body dwell in the very here and now. Wherever you are drinking your tea, whether at home or in cafe, or whether at work or in a cafe or at home, it is wonderful enough to allow time to appreciate it. You can hold a cup of tea in your two hands, breathe consciously, and say the above gatha either out loud or to yourself.
โอเคในการดื่มน้ำชาหรือดื่มกาแฟเวียดนามก็ชอบดื่มชา ส่วนใหญ่ในวัดก็จะมีแต่น้ำชาจะไม่มีกาแฟ การดื่มน้ำชานี้เป็นประเพณีมาตั้งแต่ญี่ปุ่นเนี่ยชาวเวียดนามพวกนี้เขามีเชื้อเป็นญี่ปุ่น ฉะนั้นเวลาดื่มก็จะต้องถือว่าเป็นเวลาทำสมาธิเวลาทำสมาธิเวลาดื่มชาเนี่ยเป็น meditation tea meditation เพราะว่าจะต้องเรา conscious when we hold the cup คือเราจะต้องมีความรู้สึกตัวทั่วพร้อมในการจับถ้วยชา มีความ appreciate คือมีความประทับใจต่อการดื่มไม่ใช่ว่าดื่มไปพอเสร็จซดหัวไปแล้วอันนั้นไม่ได้กินซด3 ทีเกลี้ยงอันนี้ไม่ได้กินต้องค่อยๆดื่มด้วย consciousness มีสติยกขึ้นแล้วก็แตะที่ลิ้นรู้แล้วก็วางลงไปแล้วก็ appreciate ต่อการดื่มครั้งนั้น
Okay. If the weather is cold, you can feel the warmth of the cup in your hands. Breathe in and recite the first line. Breathe out and recite the second. The next inhalation is for the third line, and the next exhalation is for the fourth. Breathing mindfully in this way, we recuperate ourselves and the cup of tea reclaims its highest place. If we are not mindful, it is not the tea we are drinking, but our own illusions and afflictions.
โอเคถ้าเราดื่มน้ำชาดื่มแล้วก็หายใจเข้าด้วยใช่ไหม
Chai and then hijack off.
breathe in and out คือรู้ตัวขณะที่ดื่มชาหายใจเข้ารู้หายใจออกรู้ทีนี้ถ้าว่าดื่มไปโดยไม่รู้ตัวมันก็กลายเป็นเศษขยะหรือเป็นมายาไม่เป็นสาระเหมือนกินขยะไปละเป็นอะไรจังฟู้ดจังทีจังคอฟฟี่ if you drink without mindfulness
Okay. When our mind and body have become one and we are awake.
Okay. Very good word. Mind and body becomes one. That's great. That's great.
Chai.
Okay, go on.
We are ourselves and we encounter the tea. If the tea becomes real, we become real. When we are able to truly meet the tea, at that very moment, we are alive. As we drink the tea, we are well aware that we are drinking the tea. Drinking tea becomes the most important thing in life at that moment. This is the practice of mindfulness.
เราก็สามารถที่จะปฏิบัติธรรมในขณะดื่มทีได้อันโตนิโอมาร์ติเนส welcome and you can listen from English how to drink tea you can make drinking tea as importance of life when you are drinking mindfully when you can bring body and mind to be number one make the mind and body become one by practice mindfulness at the bound between body and mind and then present moment too คุณโยม73 ปียังแจ๋วยังไม่นอนเนาะวันนี้เราก็กำลังคุยเรื่องการดื่มน้ำชาการดื่มกาแฟแบบมีสมาธิถ้าเราดื่มได้แล้วทั้งกายทั้งจิตรวมเป็นอันเดียวกัน body and mind becomes one okay the great mind
Notes on eating mindfully. A few years ago, I asked some children, "What is the purpose of eating breakfast?" One boy replied, "To get energy for the day." Another said, "The purpose of eating breakfast is to eat breakfast." I think the second child is more correct. The purpose of eating is to eat. Eating a meal in mindfulness is an important practice. We turn off the TV, put down our newspaper, and work together for 5 or 10 minutes, setting the table, finishing whatever needs to be done. During these few minutes, we can be very happy. When the food is on the table and everyone is seated, remember the gatha for sitting down. We practice breathing. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. 3 times. We can recover ourselves completely after 3 breaths like this. Then we look at each person as we breathe in and out in order to be in touch with ourselves and everyone at the table. We don't need 2 hours in order to see another person. If we are settled within ourselves, we only need to look for 1 or 2 seconds, and that is enough to see our friend. I think that if a family has 5 members, only 5 or 10 seconds is needed to practice this looking and seeing.
okay what about children answer eat for
One children says, "I think the purpose of eating breakfast is to gain energy." The second children's answer is that the purpose of eating breakfast is to eat breakfast. And
eat breakfast is breakfast right that's it present moment
yes,
without expectation
yeah,
one way of letting go you heard about that night
yes,
we are going to do everything without expectation contentment and be mindfulness so we eating breakfast for eating breakfast
yeah.
that present moment โอเคในที่นี้ก็หมายถึงว่าสิ่งหนึ่งที่ทำให้จิตสงบเวลาที่เราทำสิ่งใดอย่านำสิ่งอื่นมาปนเช่นมีคนถามเด็กคนหนึ่งว่ากินข้าวเพื่ออะไรเพื่อให้มีพลังงานเพื่อทำสิ่งนั้นสิ่งนี้แต่มีเด็กคนหนึ่งตอบว่ากินเพื่อกินการกินเพื่อกินเพื่อที่จะหยุดการปรุงแต่งเป็นการกินที่สมบูรณ์แบบเป็นการกินที่เต็มใจครับโอเค
Okay.
It's a real mindful
After breathing, we smile. Sitting at the table with other people, we have a chance to offer an authentic smile of friendship and understanding. It is very easy, but not many people do it. To me, this is the most important practice. We look at each person and smile at him. Breathing and smiling together are very important practices. If people in a family cannot smile at each other, the situation is a very dangerous one.
Okay, it's very beautiful. A statement that eating is not only for eating, but it helps us to make friendship through smiling. If you are just eating without smiling, that turban becomes dangerous. Very beautiful and the real word and practical. Okay.
After breathing and smiling, we look down at food in a way that allows the food to become real. The food reveals our connection to the earth. Each bite contains the life of the sun and the earth. The extent to which our food reveals itself depends on us. We can see the taste and the whole universe in a piece of bread. Contemplating our food for a few seconds before eating and eating in mindfulness can bring us much happiness. Having the opportunity to sit with family and friends and enjoy wonderful food is something precious and something not everyone has. Many people in the world are hungry. When I hold a bowl of rice or a piece of bread, I know that I'm very fortunate, and I feel compassion for all those who have no food to eat and are without friends or family. This is a very deep practice. We do not need to go to a temple or a church in order to practice this. We can practice it right at our dinner table. Mindful eating can cultivate the seeds of compassion and understanding that will strengthen us to do something to help hungry and lonely people be nourished.
Okay. Next.
In order to aid mindfulness during meals, you may like to eat silently from time to time. Your first silent meal may cause you to feel uncomfortable, but once you become used to it, you will realize that meals in silence bring much peace and happiness. It is like turning off the TV before eating.
Turning before eating. Have you ever experienced about turn on TV and eat? Have you experienced like that?
Many times.
Many times. That means you're not eating for eating. Then you do so many things at the same time and watch the phone and watch TV, and long time you eat one chill, right? One spoon. So next time you stop destruction of natural energy, turn off TV, turn off everything, contemplate on eating. This is the new way of life by mindfulness. And then eating with mindfulness bring real happiness and peace, bring friendship too. Important, you see, here in the temple why many people come to eat together, because they try to make friendship that important. Sometimes friendship doesn't make us lonely. If we have a big house but we have no friendship at all, sometimes we feel lonely. We stay home with football, American, European soccer, and just something, but no real person to say hi. Okay.
I do not recommend silent meals every day. I think talking to each other is a wonderful way to be in touch. But we have to distinguish among different kinds of talk. Some subjects can separate us. For instance, if we talk about other people's shortcomings, the food that has been prepared carefully will have no value if we let this kind of talk dominate our meal. But instead, if we speak about things that nourish our awareness of the food and our being together, we cultivate the kind of happiness that is necessary for us to grow. If we compare this experience with the experience of talking about other people's shortcomings, I think awareness of a piece of bread in your mouth is a much more nourishing experience. It brings life in and makes life real. I propose that during eating, you refrain from discussing subjects that can destroy the awareness of the family and the food, but you should feel free to say things that can nourish awareness and happiness. For instance, if there is a dish that you like very much, and you can see if other people are also enjoying it, and if one of them is not, you can help her appreciate the wonderful dish prepared with loving care. If someone is thinking about something other than the good food on the table, such as his difficulties in the office or with friends, it means he is losing the present moment and the food. You can say, "This dish is wonderful, don't you agree?" When you say something like this, you will draw him out of his thinking and worries and bring him back to the here and now, enjoying you and enjoying the wonderful dish. You become a bodhisattva, helping a living being become enlightened. I know that children in particular are very capable of practicing mindfulness and reminding others to do the same.
Okay, one more. I think we will finish about eating. Okay, today. It finished
verses for
about the
daily
series of
yeah,
eating.
verses for daily activities.
Okay.
Tamnik.
Yeah, we mark it
Oh,
to
Marcus.
read for tomorrow again. And then and today you read very careful about the mindful eating. And could you please go to the room and take short note about the wonderful or miracle eating to insert in your speech too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can mix so many things that you study when you are monk to express them, like to share the gift. And this is the valuable gift. But they have no opportunity to sit and read and talk and discuss right here. So it's a great job, great task, and holy task for you to pick around this very valuable thing and distribute to them on 28th from 1 p.m. onward. I allow you to read, yeah, no problem. And if something you don't like to read, you try to express about the real knowledge, that's fine. We can agree, whatever, but most of them should be very beautiful and then mindful and happy. ขอบคุณมากท่านอาจารย์กุ๊กไก่พระครูรัตนปัญญาวิเทศที่ได้มาดูลูกพระเรียนหนังสือ
Sorry.
ครับครับ นี่ก็คือพระที่บวชที่วัดพุทธปัญญากระผมในฐานะเป็นพระอุปัชฌาย์ก็ได้ทำหน้าที่ดูแลอย่างใกล้ชิด เพื่อที่จะให้ธรรมะตั้งแต่วันแรกจนกระทั่งวันลาตั้งใจอย่างนั้น แล้วก็พระที่บวชก็มีความตั้งใจอย่างสูงในการเข้ามาศึกษาธรรมะเพราะฉะนั้นก็กราบเรียนในฐานะท่านเป็นเลขาธิการสมัชชาสงฆ์ไทยในสหรัฐอเมริกาว่าบวชกี่วันก็ได้ แต่จะต้องสอนเท่านั้นวันนี่บวช1 เดือนกับ5 วันเราก็เรียน1 เดือนกับ5 วันหาตำราดีๆก็จะได้ความรู้เกี่ยวกับพระพุทธศาสนาทั้งในแง่ของปริยัติและการปฏิบัติอย่างมากทีเดียว Now let's add miss to the triple J again อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสาวปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิ
ขอบคุณครับพระอาจารย์
โอ้ไพเราะมากขอบคุณครับลูก
อันนี้เก็บใช่ไหม
เอาไว้แถวนี้แหละพรุ่งนี้มาเรียนกันใหม่ 11 yeah you come 11 and you go and practice ยะถาวาริวหาปุราปริปุเรนติสาคารัง okay you practice well okay we finish class of พระนวกะขอขอบคุณโยมต้อยติ่งเจริญพร